こんにちは。フランクリン・コービージャパンのカントリーマネージャー、スザンヌ・ケルソーです。今日は当社の CEO、ポール・ウォーカーが来日をしておりますので、変化と不確実性が高まる一方で、大きなチャンスも広がるこの時代に、企業やリーダーに何が求められているのかを語ってもらいます。では早速インタビューを始めていきます。Paul, thank you for joining us here in Japan.
Thanks for having me.
To start, if you had to describe the world leaders are facing today in just one or two words, what words would they be and why?
I think the two words that I would select would be erosion and opportunity. And the reason for erosion is I think generally we're in an environment now around the world where there's a bit of an erosion of trust, of in some cases leadership, of character, of integrity. And opportunity, the reason I pick opportunity is at the same time there's an erosion in some of those areas. Boy, there's so much opportunity in front of us today with AI and with transformation. And so as leaders, it's important that we recognize both are going on, and how we lead, the choices we make right now in this environment will definitely shape the future and have a big impact on the organizations that we lead and on our people.
Indeed. So you talk about today as an era of erosion, of trust, of courage, and of character. What do you mean by erosion, and why does it matter now?
You know, erosion is something that kind of slowly, when something's eroded, it kind of slowly wears out. It slowly breaks down. And I think when I look around the world today and I think about the level of trust that exists, that's something that just has slowly, just because the trust levels become lower and lower. And I think we see erosion inside the workplace at work as well. Employees aren't quite sure that they can trust, will they have a job at their current employer for the long run or not? And has that relationship between the employer and the employee changed? And so we see a number of examples where that erosion has occurred.
See, at the same time, you often say great leaders already exist inside our organizations. Why do you believe that? And why are they sometimes hard to see?
Yeah. We have a fundamental belief at Franklin Covey. In fact, it's embodied in our mission statement. Our mission is that we enable greatness in people and organizations everywhere. And embodied in that statement is this powerful idea that everybody has the potential for greatness. That just inside all of us, there is this potential. And for some, that potential has already been brought out, and they might be in a leadership position today. And there are others who have that potential, and the environment just hasn't been right. Maybe they haven't had a leader that's invested in them yet. And so my general view is that that potential for greatness is there, leadership greatness is there, and it's our job as leaders to tap into that in our people and to bring that out and to help elevate them and to help them become the best version of themselves.
Best version of themselves, indeed. In our recent global research, we learned only 7% of leaders are seen as both demanding high performance and deeply caring for people. What is different about those leaders?
Yeah, it's such an interesting balance. The best leaders we found, they do both of those very well. They balance them. They expect high performance. They're unrelenting in that expectation, and yet they have this deep care for their people. And the 7% as we've studied this, the 7% that balance both really well, what it looks like to expect high performance, they don't shy away from difficult conversations. They set clear goals. They don't lower the standard. They encourage everybody to rise to the standard. And yet they show a real commitment to excellence. At the same time, though, they show a real commitment to their people and to care and concern for their people. And the way that shows up is that if somebody is stretching to do something they've never done before and they don't succeed initially, that's okay. We want that. We want people to take risks and to grow and to stretch themselves. And so the high care leader, yes, gives feedback, but they do it in a way that's more like coaching. They're not coming down on their people when they make a mistake. They're creating a supportive environment where there's high trust. Again, they recognize that there's greatness inside their people, and their job is to set a high expectation and to help people rise to that expectation.
Yes. So you often describe three powerful forces reshaping leadership today: continuous disruption, diminished trust, and the rapid advance of AI. How are these forces changing what it means to lead?
Yeah. Today, in today's day and age, it's both exciting to be a leader, and I think perhaps it's maybe the most difficult time we've ever faced to be a leader. as you mentioned, those forces are there. There's massive amount of change and disruption. And whenever there's disruption and change, it always strains the level of trust. And AI is a very large disruptor and driver of the transformation that we see today. And so I think as leaders, we're trying to navigate an environment that's uncertain. Nobody really knows where AI is going to go. Anybody that says they do, they don't really know. We're in the early innings of that, but it is transforming and reshaping entire industries. It's impacting every organization, or it will. And so the leaders that can navigate that with high levels of trust, be very clear and transparent and candid with their people about where they're trying to go, I think will be the leaders that fare the best in this environment.
Now, some professionals say that employees trust AI more than their leaders. Why is this happening, and what should executives take from that?
Yeah, there's interesting studies out there, and it is true that in a number of cases, employees trust AI more than their human leader. Why would that be? Well, AI's great. It tells me what I want to know. It empathizes with me. It doesn't hold me accountable. It's got the answer to my question whenever I ask it immediately. My human leader doesn't know the answer to every question, doesn't always tell me what I want to hear. So it's very interesting times right now where we're trying to balance both the human side of business and also the technology side of business. And I think this is, again, another challenge leader space, but it can be done. There is a way to both excel at the most human of human capabilities while also embracing all this wonderful technology that we have.
So many employees feel that AI and technology are advancing faster than their company's culture can adapt. How should leaders respond when technology is outrunning culture?
Yeah. We're not going to get away from technological advances, right? The rate of change and the pace of that change is going to continue to accelerate, and that's a good thing, right? The technology is very beneficial, and so the thing I would suggest we don't do is bury the technology and just wish that it would go away. I think that's the wrong response. I think the right response is to embrace it, to acknowledge it, and to be very clear and transparent with our people. Let's share how the technology that we're bringing into the organization, how AI is going to help us advance our mission as an organization. How, even though we're bringing technology in, we're not going to relent on our commitment to our values, right? We are still, as businesses and as leaders, we're still about doing good, and technology is an enabling function. And so I think the more transparent we can be, the more conversations we have. What I see going on in a lot of organizations today is leaders are bringing in the technology, but there's not a lot of conversation happening about why, about where we're trying to go, and even tough conversations if we don't know where it's going to go. That's okay too. Let's be honest with our people. Let's level with them. Let's have candid conversations, and create the highest levels of trust we can around this moment in time where we're balancing the humans and the technology inside every organization.
Okay, so given what you know about Japan, its aging population, talent shortages, strong traditions, and pressure for innovation, how do you see these forces playing out here? Anything that feels unique?
Japan is a wonderful place. Every time I come to Japan, I'm reminded how much I love this wonderful country and the people that are here. And if you think about Japan, you think about a commitment to quality, right? It runs so deeply here. Commitment to each other. It's a very principled place, right? There's great traditions in Japan, and it's woven so deeply into the culture. I think, and again, I don't live in Japan, but my thought would be that I would leave with you on this question would be, with some of those wonderful characteristics and attributes can come a fair bit of hierarchy. And sometimes hierarchy works against speed of transformation. We're in an environment right now where we need to tap into the collective genius of our people. The ideas that are going to help shape our organizations won't just come from the senior leaders, they'll come from people all across the company. And in deeply hierarchical structures, it's hard for somebody who's not at the very top. It sometimes can be hard for them to be willing to take risks, to try new things, to be creative. And so my thought would be, and this is maybe not just a Japanese related comment, but to all of us that are leading around the world, how do we break through some of the hierarchical structures so that that our people can flourish, and they can use their creativity, the greatness inside them, to help move our organizations forward.
Great. Wow. So finally, if there's one sentence you'd like every leader watching this in Japan to remember from our conversation today, what would it be?
Yeah. Our late founder, Dr. Stephen R. Covey, obviously taught a lot about leadership. His whole life was dedicated to leadership and to helping people understand how to become great leaders. And one of the ideas that he taught that has always resonated with me is that leadership is not a title. In fact, everyone can be a leader. Whether you have the formal title of leader or manager or not, you can be a leader. And we see this all over. You might see this in your own organizations as well, where somebody who doesn't have a formal leadership responsibility steps up and shows tremendous leadership. They accomplish something that could not have been accomplished without them, and that is leadership. And so my thought, and my parting thought to you would be to remember that everybody working inside your organization has leadership potential and greatness inside them. And it's our great opportunity and stewardship as leaders to tap into that and to help nurture that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Paul,
Thank
for
you.
spending time today with us, and enjoy your time in Japan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.